Hey, Jarvis, just wondering what gives you the feeling, the hope that you guys can get this passing game rolling and get it up to the point where it's really super effective.
It starts with practice. It starts with coming out here, making sure that we're doing everything that we can do, being in the right spots, making the plays here in practice, continuing to gain the trust of the coaching staff to be able to get it called on Sundays.
Okay, thanks.
Mary Kay, next up is Scott Petrick.
Hey, Jarvis, I was just curious, did you get raked across the eye Sunday? Is that why you had to leave for a couple of plays?
Yeah. I think my visor or something hit me in the eye, but I was able to come back after a couple plays.
And we didn't talk to you last week, and I know you didn't practice a bunch last year because you were dealing with the hip, but does this still bother you when you miss practice during the week?
Of course. I love practicing. I love being out there with the guys, and it's always tough to miss practice.
Thanks.
Next up is Jeff Shadell.
Hey, Jarvis, is trying to come back from losing that game to Pittsburgh different than it was trying to come back from losing to Baltimore, or is it basically the same?
No, it's all the same. We don't want one loss to turn into two. Coach Stefanski, that's one of the first things that he told me, and that's the first thing that he told us as a team. We don't want to turn one loss into two, so you got to come back in here, come back in the building, and get ready to work and put a good plan together to go out there and beat the Bengals this Sunday.
Tom Withers, your line is open.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Jarvis. Forgive me for an OBJ question, but I was just curious, since you know him so well, with the self-imposed down from LSU yesterday. Can you just talk about how tough that is for him to maybe hear that for a school that he loves as much as he does?
Yeah, of course. I have no knowledge of the situation. But I know it is going to be tough for him, being that he's so tied into that school and the history of the program.
Thanks.
Go back to Mary Kay for our next question.
Hey, Jarvis, just wondering, you and Odell, both of you guys, like to get people fired up on the sidelines, and you do a good job of motivating the team. And I think you guys have really established yourself even as more vocal leaders this year. So I'm just wondering, how was Odell's when he gathered the team together, and he talked about it with us yesterday, when he gathered you guys together to get the offense, kind of back into the game. How was that received? What was that message like? And how do you think that will impact you guys going forward?
He's a leader of our team. Anytime he speaks, everybody's listening. And, I can only, say that it was taken the right way. But, we went out there and we weren't able to put it together, and sometimes that happens. But, that would never make him shy away from, continuing to be a leader and saying what he needs to say. And that goes for every leader that's on this team.
Thanks, Mary Kay. We'll go to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Jarvis, I'm just wondering, does the mood now feel like it did after the Ravens game? I mean, was there a determination or something in practice that stood out that reminded you of that would lead you to believe that you guys can go on another run here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the belief is in each other, and coming out here each and every day and, understanding that, like, we still have to get better. There's still places and areas of our team that we still have to get better. We still have to stop turning the ball over. All of the things that got us beaten in week one showed up again here this past week. So, we got to find a way to eliminate those things. And with that comes with that being eliminated, that comes with making more plays and having more opportunities.
I know you said that after the game too, right? Like you talked about turnovers and penalties and stuff. So I was just wondering do you think that's happening because, of better competition, it's easier to make mistakes against some of those really good teams, or is it just you guys?
No, I think with us, I want to say we had 2 turnovers. Both of those turnovers were just, I think for us, if you look back to everything that we've practiced and talked about, they're on us, but, guys are out there trying to make plays and you can never get mad with that or feel some type of way about that. But then, you understand too, when you're playing against great football teams that know how to manage the game, know how to make your defense stay out there as long as possible, it can get tough to win those games. I mean, you look at any team in the NFL, you turn the ball over, the percentages of you winning that game goes down dramatically. So and we put our defense in a tough spot a lot of the times with those turnovers. So, for us, we got to figure out a way to play complementary football.
Zach Jackson, you have our next question.
Jarvis, we're doing a project with the trade deadline coming up, so I just want to ask you to go back in your memory banks. When you found out you were getting traded here, what were you doing? What was your reaction? Just kind of set the scene for me if you could.
I had a cystic fibrosis event at Hard Rock Stadium that same day, and I was getting ready to head there to Hard Rock Stadium to put on my first ever cystic fibrosis event in South Florida.
Thank you.
Next up is Marla Ridenour.
Yeah, Jarvis, Coach Stefanski was really hard on himself after the game, repeatedly blaming himself for, putting you guys in tough situations. Do you understand maybe that he's got some growing pains, and I would assume you haven't lost any confidence in his leadership?
No chance. One of the things that I've always, continued our conversations with, whether it's me to other players or me to, coaches, and having just conversation, it's like we have a hard job. Like our job is not easy. Our job is hard. And, we get criticized or critiqued whether we do well or whether we do bad. So I think for us, we got to just know that everything inside of our building that we can control, we need to control that. Come out on the practice field. His motto has always been just come to work, and, we're doing that. We're doing that each and every week. And, hopefully that always translates into wins, and sometimes it doesn't, and that's just what it is.
Did you notice, like maybe in practice yesterday, did people pick it up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think the intensity of practice has been the same since day one. I think guys are out here working hard. Guys are practicing through injuries. Guys are retaining new information each and every day. We come in the building and then taking it out to the practice field and executing it at a high level. So I would say our attention to detail and our focus is definitely here.
Okay, thank you.
Tom Withers, back to you.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Jarvis, we've seen you return punts in the past. Is that something that you're healthy enough that you could do right now if needed?
If needed, yeah, and that's maybe that's when you guys get Mike on here, throw that lob it up for me. You guys can lobby for me a little bit. But I think honestly, DPJ is doing an excellent job back there. I've been on this team, and whether I've been back there or somebody else has been back there, that's been an area that our team, needs some production, and he's been doing a hell of a job back there.
And you brought up the injuries before. Is it a telltale sign, Jarvis, when guys are hurt and they're really pushing through it like you said they are this week? Is that a health, pardon the pun, is that a healthy sign for a team though? Does that show that everybody is bought in and that everybody is really pulling in the same direction when the guys are doing that?
Yeah, it's Cleveland, right? It's blue collar, whatever it takes, and I think that we have that mindset and that mentality here. And these guys come and show that each and every day. But, we want to be smart. We want to protect our guys as well. But if they can go, we always like for them to be out there at least participating.
Thanks, Tom. We've got Mac Wilson waiting, so we'll take two more. We'll go to Mary Kay and then Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Jarvis, just wondering, what can you guys do as receivers, as skill players, to help Baker out a little bit more in some of those situations where, you can see that he's struggling, and I've been harping on this since yesterday, but I mean, when he gets kind of hemmed into the pocket, that's one area where something needs to improve. I don't know if it's schematically or what something you guys can do. What is your role do you guys go to, Kevin and offer suggestions, or what can you guys do to help in a situation like that?
Yeah. Again, we have hard jobs, and whether we're going to talk to Coach Stefanski or having to conversation with CEO, and hopefully that conversation, gets to Coach Stefanski in the right way, that we can get things called or whatever it is. But, I think for us as receivers, we can only make the plays when we're given the opportunities to. So, and I think there's a lot of guys in the receiver room that's ready to make plays, and myself included, just need some more opportunities.
And I mean, are you guys doing a good job of, I remember that day that Baker said to you guys, stay patient, the time is coming. Do you think you guys are doing a really good job with that aspect of it, of just trying to hang on in there and know that it's going to get better?
Yeah, we are. We are. It's tough, but it's part of it. It's a team game, and as receivers, a lot of our success is solely based on 9, 10 other guys. So, but everybody, again, we have hard jobs. Everybody again is coming out here and working as hard as they can, and everybody's trying to win. There's not one person that is in this building or that takes the field is not trying to win, or when a play call comes in that Coach Stefanski doesn't think that it's the right call. So. For us, we just got to continue to trust and believe in each other.
Okay, thank you.
Last one, Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Jarvis, you have this consecutive, game streak that you've had throughout your career. So I wanted to ask you, we know you keep saying that you've been working back to full strength from the hip. The hit you took against the Colts, has that had any lingering effect? Are you pushing through something additional now to keep going the way you always do?
Yeah. So that hit actually broke one of my ribs. So I'm still kind of dealing with that and playing through that, and just kind of, out here in practice, just doing whatever I can, and, giving it my all on Sundays.
So have you ever had a broken rib before?
Oh, never.
Okay. So what's it like to play through that?
It hurts. But, depending on the play or, whatever is, at times it's bearable, but, we've done a good job of making sure that, I'm getting a little protection here throughout the week, and then making sure that I cover it up and do whatever I need to do to play on Sundays.
Sleeping, breathing, is that hard or is that too dramatic?
Yeah, all normal stuff. All
Okay.
normal stuff that, I guess one would anticipate from, having a ribbon.